G'day guys, welcome back to our State of Origin special. We've got a draft coming your way today of all-time State of Origin players. We're picking a 1 to 17 and a head coach. I'm joined by the great Donny. What's doing, brother? Welcome on.
You? Thank you. It feels good to be down here. Well, good in like some senses of the word.
Some oxygen and stuff.
Thought I was going to blow into a million pieces when I got off the plane. It was nice that it rained today. So the Antichrist rocked up.
Now, for those that might not be aware of you, where can they find you? And what do you do, I guess?
That's a great question, Guru. One that I'm still trying to figure out to this day.
I will say this. Whatever it is that you do, you're underrated at it.
Oh, I appreciate that. You and my mum are in the fan club. But
I have to talk her into staying, but yeah.
But no, it's Donny Sports on everything, Instagram, TikTok, the whole kit and caboodle. Just Donny Sports on Instagram's underscore at the end of it because somebody over in England got to it first. But it is what it is. But no, we just mostly talk league. I like to talk about all sports, but it's mostly league.
I know where your passion lies.
It really is league. There was this one guy on TikTok that commented on every post every day because we were posting daily and every single day in capitals. Why are you called Donny Sports if you only talk about rugby league? And then after about 20 videos, I'm like, oh, you can get an AFL one in there, I guess. So I try. But no, it's good to be here in the Mecca. It's like a little home away from home in here because there's a bit of Queensland spirit in here. Yeah. Out there, it's like a cold blizzard. But then in here...
Now, of course, you obviously have your own, where you record from.
Yeah,
the special place as well, which we've been talking for years and mates for years across social media, but we met for the first time... What, 2-3 months?
Isn't that
2
weird?
Months ago? I know, it's wild. Yeah. Obviously, at the Caxton Hotel where Donny records his podcast, you can see by the hat he obviously works with Bloody Brilliant Beers boys, some champion fellas.
Best and greatest pub on the planet, Caxton Hotel.
You know what? I would love to push back on that.
It's just, you'd have to put up a pub and there isn't one.
But without a doubt, that was a special weekend, wasn't it?
Mate, Magic Round the year before was pretty hectic. This year was just unhinged. Yeah, right. Obviously, the Matty Johns thing.
I was going to say, I wonder what changed. Who was there that wasn't there last year?
It was mostly Matty Johns. Another Matty was up there. I was going to suggest
myself, but that's fine.
Roasty rolled through. Levels boys were there. You were there too with Timmy.
I had a great time. I had a great time.
We had one of the best yards on the Saturday night.
Now, Donny was where, similar to myself and Matty the Water Boy, Bloody Brilliant Beers, some of the Budgie Smuggler people, we're forged for a lifetime.
Absolutely.
Experience. It's like we survive. It's, you know, the people that like survive a plane crash and they get together every year to celebrate that moment.
Well, we'll be doing that.
We were standing in a circle when Matt Johns, off his head, walked up the stairs of the Caxton and said, I want to tell yarns and run shape. And we just...
I'm putting that on a T-shirt.
Fucking bent over and took it like you would never believe. And it was an unbelievable hour.
I've never seen a grown man audibly gasp, but we saw Matty do that.
Yes.
And it was Matty on Matty Love. That's what it was at the end of the day.
It was the best.
It was, again, it was a weird one that such a great blues player was in the Caxton holding court. And I did see Sterling walking around a bit miffed. And at first I thought he was miffed at like, what are they running shape for? But then I realised it was actually because there was a New South Wales player where a Queensland player should have been.
And he really was holding court, wasn't he?
Mate.
Like that was his pub.
Yeah. Well,
for that hour, let's not deny it.
It was.
It was his pub. There's some things that are bigger than New South Wales and Queensland. Yeah. And those things are Matthew Johns.
What was crazy too is like a thief in the night.
Yeah.
He appeared and then he disappeared.
He rocked our world.
And I'll never see him again. And I'm okay with that.
I plan to see him next year. I'm hoping for a reoccurrence, but...
This is the thing with New South Wales people. You can't just be happy with what you got. That's why I paid $80 for lunch today.
I've got nothing and I'm not happy with it.
At a supposed RSL, turned into a fish restaurant.
I love that happened.
The Bondi RSL, one of the biggest hoodwinks. Of course, something that's so colloquially Australian. Just so Australian as an RSL. Of course here, you've got a fish restaurant underneath it to just sucker in people like me.
To be fair, you were dumb enough to come to Sydney and go straight to Bondi.
Well, I had to decide whether...
Come experience real Sydney. I'll take you to Hong Ha in Mascot. The best Vietnamese roll you've ever had in your entire life.
I just had to see water, so I knew there was an out. That's what it was.
I've got a lake in Mascot. Got a couple of golf courses.
It was. I knew coming down here because I don't know if there's been someone from Queensland that's spoken more shit over the last month than me. I've gone pretty hammer and tong with it. I've got, and it occurred to me on the Tuesday night before Origin, this could blow up. I'm going down to New South Wales next week, seeing you and a couple other blokes, and then as it all folded out, exactly what I predicted would happen happened.
Yeah.
Just more Origin Queensland greatness.
Yeah, and it's about to blow up in your face in about 3 minutes. Now, what we're going to do today, we've got an Origin draft of all-time Origin players. So 1980 to now, you can pick any Origin players that you want. It needs to be in, 1 to 17 format, vaguely the positions they played. Yeah. And then you need to pick a coach. So it's 18 people altogether, but you need to have 9 from New South Wales, 9 from Queensland. So you need to work out your balance live as you go, how it's all going to work, and I think that's going to be the real challenge behind this, is where it's going to be very difficult, because there's obviously so many talented players to choose from, but you want to get the big guns in certain spots. The hard bit is like trying to cram all the Queensland guys into just the 9 spots that you have available. That's the hard bit. Yeah, because you need jerseys with 2 fucking heads. Yeah, well, this is the thing. I'd rather have 2 heads if one of them wasn't stupid. Just absolutely morally bankrupt. All right, now you ready for the twist? Yeah. You told me that. I was in bed editing, and you said I got a twist for you tonight, and I actually shit the bed. You're about to shit the bed. Now, obviously, you're selling these jumpers too. Yeah. Let's say we get it. Yeah. It's obviously a big thing for you that Queensland get Origin, New South Wales don't. That's a birthright. Yeah. Yeah, it's birthright. Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do tonight? We're going to really test our Origin knowledge. Okay. No technology. If you get Origin, my friends. Is that right? Okay, let me just... Close it up. You talk about a stacked deck. This is what it is. You knew I was nipping at your heels. You knew that I would be prepared and I'd be ready to hammer you. And you're like, what? It's not fair that you don't even need a laptop. You're a rugby league encyclopedia. You talk about a stacked deck. My mates were giving me so much shit, like, you'll know more about Guru. You'll know more players than Guru, won't you? And now this has happened. So... Okay. I just think, you get Origin so well. And for me, Origin's all about going in with a plan and then doing things you never thought you could do. I hear this Queensland bullshit year in, year out. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to take away his handbook. I'm going to take away his fucking 5 immortals that he runs out with. And we'll just see how he goes. Because this will really test your Origin spirit and what you know about the Origin arena, which apparently, according to you, over the last month has been a fuckload. So I'm very, very excited about this. I think the game's just been turned on its head. Really? You're excited that you're playing with a stacked deck? That's so crazy. Hey, you get Origin, buddy. You get Origin. You get Origin. Welcome to the arena. This is good. No. I wouldn't expect anything else. You need underhanded tricks to beat us. It's all right. That's all right. Imagine expecting a Queenslander to just understand Origin enough to not have a computer. Wow. Asking a lot. So I was thinking about this earlier. I know I've just sprung it on you. So my approach would be 1 to 18 or 1 to 17 and coach. Then I think you should keep a box of New South Wales and Queensland and just little mark off as you go. Yeah, thanks for the heads up. That's fogging up. He's nervous. Yeah, I rattled him. I said I love this. Girls in the mist over there. This is great. I literally said, at least it's not too hot up here. You said it was going to be hotter. I'm scared I'm going to fog up, and now I'm foggy immediately. This will be good. This will be good. This will test you. This will test you, and I'm looking forward to it. It's just like playing with your food before you eat it. Now, so I will say, who goes first? Is it whose state won the last Origin game? We'll flip the coaster in a moment. I will say that obviously because we're doing this by pen and paper, it might take us a little bit longer than what it would have on the computers. So just stay patient. Yeah. And I can guarantee you, I do a few of these on my podcast where I do it with like footy cards and shit. Yeah. It can take a few seconds to think. So I think be patient. We'll get through it. But yeah, it's going to be a real challenge, I think. Real challenge. It's so funny because it's like you're the rugby league guru. I'm the Origin after 2005 guru. And so you have a few decades on me there. You know 05s, you already know the best halfback of all time. That helps. Oh, well, yeah. Give you the hot tip, it's not Scott Prince. Well, he's gone 101 for me. You didn't know he was your halfback, did you? Listen, Guru, I am a young man, a very young man that grew up in nothing but dominance. How old are you? I am just 26 years of age. 26, yeah, right. So
it's almost child abuse.
All right. Do you want the bloke side or do you want the white side?
Yeah, I'll go the bloke side.
Bloke side?
I'm not going to pick white straight away. You'll be waving that sooner or later.
Can you see it?
No.
Good. Nor can I.
Oh, yep. Bloke side.
That was you?
Yep.
Okay. Would you like to pick first?
Oh, yes. Yes,
Okay,
I would. See,
cool.
this is the tricky thing. Because we're talking about this. It's going to be a court of public opinion on this. And 1 and 2 pick themselves. But for us, they're two different people.
Do they pick themselves?
I feel definitely there's only 2 options here. The greatest player of all time and the second greatest player of all time. They're the 2 options you have to pick from here. So without further ado, I will take
Those two? Joey and Freddie? No. Is that who we're dividing? Has to be, right?
Yeah. No, the one next to Freddie. The greatest player of all time. Jonathan Thurston, the first pick of the draft.
Oh my.
Slotting him into, he can play 6 or 7.
Wow.
Let's put him in 7.
Yeah, right.
JT.
Wait, in this draft, do they have to defend?
Like defend 8 straight Origin.
No, just make tackles? Because
Well, so how many tackles did he make over the course of those 8 years? Well, 10 if you take out that fluke one.
Interesting.
I'm sure he would have made a couple. So who are you going to take second?
I am going to take a halfback that can tackle.
Oh, okay.
Nice little change of pace for us. I'm going to take Joey at 7.
My favourite thing about Joey is how his Origin appearances are dwarfed by JT. That's probably my favourite thing about Joey.
Yeah, right.
Now, this is where it gets tricky. This is where it goes off the beaten track a little bit.
So, sorry, where did you pick JT?
I put him in the halves.
Sorry, 7-6? Where'd you pick him?
I put
Because
him in 7.
also, when you pick
Yeah,
someone,
he's in.
you can't move him, okay?
Yeah. And so this is where
So, did you pick him at 7 or 6?
I picked him at 7.
7.
You picked Joey at 7?
Oh, you know, I actually considered picking JT at 14. He would have been a handy guy to have there. But yeah, I've got Joey at 7. Have I got Joey at 7?
Yeah. I think this is where it gets tricky. Because off those two, they're obviously the two, like, it's okay for me.
I'll be completely honest with you. They honestly weren't the first 2 I was thinking.
Wow. Wow. But then you take Joey anyway.
Take Joey and
So
I
it's
would have
almost
taken
like
someone else.
I'm immediately inside your head. So you're already following me.
No, I just picked guys that are
Interesting.
complete footballers.
That's interesting.
Your pick?
I'm going to take Wally Lewis at 6.
Ooh.
Because you know what that's going to look like on an Instagram post? Sexy. Wally and JT. I'm going to get so many 2 heads. Do their votes count for 2?
Sure, you can have it.
Wally Lewis in at 6. Oh, Wally and JT. Let me guess. Freddie.
No. I'm here to win.
Okay.
I'm going to take Cam Smith at 9. Got to pick half Queenslanders,
Yeah.
so I'm happy to take him.
Okay.
Cam Smith at 9, Joey at 7. Can I auto draft the rest? I think I'm home.
Oh, really?
I think I'm shitting in.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because once this next pick goes through, it's kind of
Who
all
have you got so
over.
far? Wally Lewis, Jonathan Thurston. Who would you take next? So you've got your halves sorted out. I've got halfback and hooker.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like the hook is a trap because there's 3 guns. There's 3 guns there.
I mean,
There's more than 3, obviously, but there's 3. Fullback for me is coming up next. I think, but I want to be cute with it. But you have an opportunity to pump me here.
I know I
fuck
do.
it. I'm gonna go ahead.
I'll be honest with you. I've kind of checkmated you early.
Yeah,
And you know which front I'm talking about too.
what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take this is gonna rattle you. I'm hoping this is a wild punch. I'm gonna take.
I'll tell you what, JT and Lewis has me on the fucking ropes. I did not see it coming.
I'm gonna take Slater
Yeah.
on the sting.
You're an idiot. You're a fucking idiot.
Do you remember when he scored that try on the sting, and it had kids all across the country bouncing balls in their backyard? Do you remember that?
I recall.
Is it
Do you?
Foggy is one of my.
04?
I believe it was 06.
I want to say it was 04,
Or was it 05?
I think it was 05.
The same year that Matty Bowen came in and.
I think it
with
was
the
that same
intercept.
year.
But yeah, that try. I don't know what it did down here.
04 it was.
I don't know what it did down here, but up in Queensland there wasn't a single for the rest of the year. Wasn't a single school every lunchtime chip and chase every single game.
No, we were at that point. We were more so
Celebrating
throwing
the
intercepts to Matty Bowen. Our pride and joy.
But Slater
Or
on the
throwing
sting.
Brett Hodgson dummy half passes.
Kamali's got a good cutout ball.
Slater at 1. Okay, I like that.
No,
I like that.
at 2.
I had 2, yeah. Right, okay. All right, I've got Joey. I've got Smith. I am going to go for a fullback from Queensland.
Okay.
I'm going to go for Darren Lockyer.
Yeah, that's annoying. That's annoying. That is.
Remember how I said I checkmated him?
What that is annoying.
Good thing you picked Slater on the wing.
You know what? I told you that I told you that I did a mock draft with a mate.
Yeah.
This is exactly what happened, and I still didn't see it coming.
I love that.
I'm gonna have to do.
Can we just put it in pause for a second? Why'd you pick Slater on the wing, or do you want to explain later?
Well, I was gonna take Lockie at full.
I know you were. That's why I said to you, I've checkmated you. I saw it coming. You fucking telegraphed it. You're like the bloke at the airport with the neon flags.
Well, no, I can still save it.
Sure, righto.
I'll take Tedesco at 1.
Sure.
Sure, he says.
Righto.
Fuck, no, I've just left someone on the board.
Yep. My pick.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a centre.
Yeah. Oh, let me guess.
I'm going to take GI.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to take Mal.
Yep, sure.
Yeah.
Good pick. I like that.
Yeah.
Mal off the board. Nicely done. All right. So I've got fullback. I've got Darren Lockyer. Centre, I've got GI. 7, I've got Joey. 9, I've got Cam Smith. I'm going to pick a lock forward. I'm going to take Freddie off the board.
Fuck. I was just going to pick him in the centres.
I'll tell you what, my spine of Lockie, Joey, Smith, Freddie's looking okay at the moment.
Yeah,
Anywho.
it's almost as good as Tedesco, Wally and JT.
Yeah.
Almost. It was Slater on the wing.
Geez,
Just
Teddy
doing
was good
bits.
in game 1.
You said it. I mean, that's
Oh, you haven't said it all week?
I'm going to go ahead. It's interesting. It's interesting. Let me grab Gordy Tallis in the second row.
Yeah, wow. Gordon Tallis, I like it. The Raging Bull.
Do you remember? Not a lot of replays of it. In an Origin game once, he dragged. Who was that again?
The Ragdoll.
Yeah, who was that? It just kind of doesn't really matter anymore who it was, does it?
No.
That's kind of like his MJ silhouette, isn't it? Do you think about that much?
Brett Hodgson. No, amazingly I don't. Honestly, you've scarred me so much that I can't just focus on one moment. I cannot narrow it down to one sole moment of pain that hurts the most. All right, so JT Lewis, Slater, Teddy, Mal, Gordy. So you've picked all Queenslanders so far.
No.
And one.
I mean, Teddy did essentially play for Queensland last Wednesday, but...
Very interesting. I'll tell you what, considering you've stacked Queensland early, yeah, interesting collections. All right, so this is tough. Still need a 5'8". I've obviously got Freddie in the 13.
Which
got
was
Lockie
strange.
there. Could go for Cam Munster here. Be a nice little option at 6.
Oh,
Plenty of options.
if you're into that
Plenty
kind of thing.
options. I am going to go for a... It's tough because you know that people value different positions differently, don't you? Mm-hmm. So you've got to really select them.
I almost think that like Slater on the wing, he goes missing there, and people won't see him when they read the team list.
It's a serious worry.
Like,
if I was you, I would be concerned about that. If I was you,
and
which
then
thank
automatically,
fuck I'm not.
Automatically,
If
I'm
I
now
was,
unconcerned.
I would be concerned about that. I would, without a doubt, be concerned. There's no doubt whatsoever. All right, I am going to go for... I'm going to go a little bit outside the box here. And I don't know how this one's going to go down with people. But I'm a big believer in this guy.
TPJ.
Yes. I'm going to pick a front row forward.
Okay, I think I know.
I'm going to pick Artie Beetson.
Yeah, it's a tough one because again, in the court of public opinion, that gets votes.
Wait, does he count as a Queenslander or a New South Wales player?
Well,
He's played a lot of...
it'd be Queensland. Since the only state of origin game he played was for Queensland.
Right.
And that's what's going to kill me is like he's synonymous, obviously, with origin.
Yeah,
And
you
not a lot
did
of
have
people-
6 picks before that. You wasted all of them, so...
Let me take a front row then.
Sure.
I'll take Lazarus.
Yeah, I like that. Good
Yeah.
pick. I was tossing up those two.
You take one, I take the other.
Yeah, no, it's a good shout. I back that. I really do back
The brick with eyes, didn't they call him?
Brick with eyes. Very nicely done. All right. I am going to... I'm going to take a 5'8". But I'm going to play him at centre.
Okay.
Give me Laurie Daly in the centres.
Ugh. What was his coaching record like?
I'll tell you this for free. I ain't picking him to coach. Okay?
Captain Coach, Loz, or?
Rank. I ain't picking him to coach.
Yeah, it's starting to hurt a little. This is a weird one. And this
Most
one,
of yours have been, so
this one
that's fine.
matters to me, I think, more than others.
Okay.
Because Origin's about fear, above all else. And not often have I been scared of New South Wales players, to be completely frank. But one guy that always scared me, even though he played during a rough time,
Yep. Pick him.
Paul Gallen.
Ah, sure.
It's mostly the King hit that's put the most fear into me on Nate Miles. Do you remember that?
I do recall that. One of the rare highlights of my life. Gallen, okay. Very good. I am going to start to fill my back row.
Okay.
And this one's going to be a little bit different. I'm not sure if people will see it coming, but I think you'll appreciate once I select him. He's a New South Welshman. I'm going to pick Ben Kennedy in the back row.
Okay. So you know that no one's going to know who that is, hey? Like, you know that like shows your age.
Oh,
and
you wait.
You know
you
that,
wait.
right?
No, you wait. Ben Kennedy will be a winner. Joey and Ben Kennedy, thanks for coming.
You do have to go back to start caring about the New South Wales boys, eh? I'm going to take my hooker. I'm going to take Buds. Danny Badiris.
Bedsy.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll take him. I like that.
Bedsy Badiris. It's a really good shout.
That's another New South Welshman. It feels gross picking so many of them.
So many of them. All right. At 5'8", and I'm going to take a little vote here that I think will push me up the charts as far as public opinion. I'm going to take the Mad Dog at 6. Cam
Yeah,
Munster.
I think that might blow up in your face, eh?
I don't think it will.
Because this is the thing when you're debating who could be... You've seen it with Nathan firsthand. And it's not that people don't think it can be Nathan. They don't want it to be. Because the best player anyone's ever seen is a player that retired 5 years after they started watching footy. That's the best. So I think that's what's going to happen with Munster is you've left a few other, like Alfie could have done a job at 6 if he had to.
Alfie?
And
At 6?
He could have, if you wanted
Can you please
him to.
pick a halves player that can tackle? Just one. Just pick one.
You know,
Just pick one of them,
It's
all
really
right?
funny because like Alfie chopping people down at the ankles is like a wise tale up in Queensland. So to hear that
It
disrespect,
is one of the greats.
to hear that disrespect.
Yeah.
is-
I thought he was going to do it to me on the balcony of the Caxton.
I'm going to do something that is bringing today's Origin into the fray, but hopefully it gets noticed. I'm going to take at 14 Benny Elias. That's my 2 hookers.
Benny Elias. Nice, okay.
You see that one coming, Guru?
No, I didn't.
Do you like that 1-2
Was he on your spreadsheet?
No.
Because he wasn't on mine.
I'm just vibing.
No, I like that.
You know, that's a good 1-2 punch.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I could have gone Cookie.
If you didn't pick an 80-minute hooker.
Yeah, but like...
If you didn't pick the
Well,
greatest
Craig
hooker of
Wing
all
used
time.
to come on, didn't he? It's
Yeah,
hard
for
to...
Danny Badiris.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's not Cam Smith.
Oh, so you've taken an 80-minute hooker.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, fuck.
Fuck. Not bad, though.
I'm still rattled.
I respect it. All right. I was about to say no one's picked a winger, but you have picked a winger. Have you picked a fullback?
Yeah, Teddy. I know it's hard. He's even missing today. It's hard. But he does exist and he is there.
All right. It's a really interesting one on the wing.
Who?
I'm not going to pick him just because I don't think he'll do well in the public arena, but he should. Darius Boyd, second most tries in Origin in history. And I could pair him up with GI here, but I just don't think it would get the respect.
People hate him.
that it should.
He's just one of those guys where people just decide, nah, not good enough.
Not for me. Yeah. I am going to pick the player, and this is going back a little bit. I don't know if you'll respect this one, but I think people out there will. I'm going to pick one of the most versatile players the Blues has ever had, and a guy who's actually played the second most Origins for New South Wales.
Okay.
I'm going to pick E.T., Andrew Eddinghausen.
Okay. Yep. I don't mind that. Give me... Yeah, you know what? I want the Chief.
Yeah, I like that.
I want the Chief. Harrigan. That's like, it pains me to say it.
Interesting that you chose the Chief over some other Queensland.
I know, but like, I need to get him on the board.
Front row forwards.
And out of the ones that are available in the New South Wales pool, like, you got to take some. I can't just put him just on the bench.
No, that's fair. That's a fair shout. All right. So my backline's pretty much done. I just need another winger, but plenty of wingers to choose from. Need another front rower, need another back rower. I am going to... I'll go with a front row forward. You've taken Chief. I've got Artie. You've already got Lazo. It's a good shout. I'm going to go for Shane Webke.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good gear. Yeah, Webke's very good gear. Yeah, it pains me that I didn't take him, to be completely honest.
Now, can we just do a little stock count of exactly where we're at with Queenslanders and New South Wales too? Just take a moment to be sure.
Yeah.
Because I've fucked this up on many occasions. So I've got Lockie, GI, Munster, Artie, Smith, Webke, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 Queenslanders, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 New South Welshmen. So you got 11?
Yeah.
Sweet. And I took the last pick, didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah, you're up.
It's getting tough now.
It's getting hard.
Without my spreadsheet.
This is where, without the spreadsheet, you take away the technology, you really get tested. And this is where I thought you would go to fucking water. Instead, you went to water at pick 1.
No.
Blew me away.
It's just. What do you mean when you say that? Like, you obviously don't feel that way. They're just words. To say that while he looks over you, over your shoulder, to say that, it's just disrespect, is what it is. You're probably one of the blokes down here screaming about he's too small and can't tackle, right? That was you.
No comment. Was I wrong?
Well, he's got 16,000 Dally M's to say otherwise. But anyway.
I'll be honest with you. You've picked 2 hookers that I don't think either of them are in the top 2 hookers of State of Origin history.
That's wild to say.
I don't think so.
Who are you going to take one?
He's not in the top 1.
Well, obviously not.
Obviously, yeah. I know I picked him. You could have.
Yeah, but I needed the king. The king.
Your pick.
Give me, this is a weird one, but we're getting weird. We're getting fruity. I want Gaznia in the centres.
Ooh. Wow. That's bold.
Well, he's scary.
He wasn't even the best drag as centre playing Origin at that time.
Well, listen, I'll be honest. Since I am on a technology ban, I did watch Joey Johns put together his greatest team of all time, Origin. He's good enough for Joey. He's good enough for me. It's hard for me to like really dig down and see who would care about any of these players. But if he's good enough for Joey,
Yeah. How many centres you got now?
just the 2.
Just the 2. How many wingers you got?
1.
1.
This is gonna
You've left
hurt.
out someone that I thought you would absolutely shit into getting, but
This is
that's
gonna,
okay.
This is going to hurt, isn't it?
I think it's going to hurt you a lot. I'm actually considering picking him on the wing.
Because I don't even have in my mind.
Actually, you know what? I am going to pick him. He did play the early parts of his Origin career on the wing. I'm going to pick Hodger.
Oh, that's all right.
Oh, please.
That's all right.
Fucking please.
You want to talk about the court of public opinion? People still remember
People
that
respect
debut.
you.
But people still remember the debut. That's what they think of.
Please. Please.
I
You're
want,
right.
and it's weird if you me to go to the, do I go to the bench?
Yeah, I don't mind going to the bench.
I want Petro. I just do. I just
like
do
that.
want him.
Who was your pick between Chief and that one?
Gaznia.
Gaz. That's why I couldn't remember it. Okay. So all I need is a back rower in my starting team. That's all I need at the moment. Okay. Got Ben Kennedy there at the moment. I am going to go for... Back row is a bit harder than what I thought they'd be.
Yeah.
I thought there would be absolute, like I think
It's just not.
Tallis is probably the absolute standout automatic
I think it's daylight after that,
that you
really.
would pick. I've got one that I really like, but I think I can get him a little bit later.
Think hard because I'm taking one.
I'm going to take... Do I want to take another blue there? I'm going to take Steve Menzies in the back row. Is that the one you were looking at?
I wanted him on my bench, to be honest. I did want him on my bench. That's such a utility. I'm going to take in the back row. Of course I am. Mr. Third Man in, Sammy Thido.
I like that.
Sammy Thido.
No, I can respect that.
What a servant. I'm getting close. Where are we at now? 5, 6, 7. It's 7 apiece. I'm splitting down the middle.
3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I've got 6 New South Wales. I've got Lockyer, GI, Hodges, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 Queensland. Okay. Looking okay. So I've got to start to pick some New South Welshmen here. I've only got 2 more Queensland picks.
There's not many left either.
There's not many left, yeah. You know, I think that's... Actually, no. I'll save that conversation later because it'll be interesting. No, actually, I think it's pretty obvious. Coach-wise...
When do you go to coach?
I think I go last because I'm happy to get one of 2.
Yeah, but like, it's hard because that's the anchor. Because he's got a loyalty, right? So that's the anchor. So it's a tough one because there's one glaringly obvious one that's going to help a lot.
Yeah, I think there's 2 that are pretty obvious though.
Yeah.
One from each state?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I wonder if we're talking about the same guy. I assume we are.
I am on a different wavelength to a lot of people, Guru. Like,
Put it this way.
I do fly above.
Is your coach in your team?
No.
Thank God. Okay, we're on the same wavelength. Good. That would have had me very worried.
Captain coach. Could
Very,
have done.
very worried. That would have had me so alarmed. It was not even funny. I'd love to see you pick Paul Vorton, though. I'd probably just throw in the towel if you picked Fatty at coach.
I wanted Fatty at 13, to be honest.
I would love that.
I wanted Fatty at 13, but you know what's weird about the Fat? It's a public opinion play.
Yeah.
But I dare say his stocks are... They're a bit lower than what they used to be. I talk about Fatty and some people ask me who, and it just blows my mind.
Yeah,
these young kids, these whippersnappers.
He was our time, though.
Yeah.
He was the king of it. He's on the poster just behind you.
Absolutely.
Who laid the foundation.
Like the Fat... I also think if they know who Fat is, they probably don't even know who Paul Vorton is. I think that's where we're getting to, is he's just known as
safely
Fatty.
assume so.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
So
wild.
I didn't want to put Paul Vorton on my list, but if you want to, go hard.
Okay, so we've got Webke's out of the game, Lazarus is out of the game, Artie's out of the game, Sheik's
Petro.
out of the game, Petro's out of the game. Whew, that makes it tough. That makes it very, very tough. I'm going to pick a bench player.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably get him a little bit later, but I just want to lock him into my team because I think that I think he was probably when you pick Paul Gallen, this is the guy I thought you were going to pick because for me, he was pretty much a Queenslander. He might as well have been a fucking Queenslander, except he had to play your team. I'm going to pick Greg Bird in jersey 17.
Okay, I like that. You know, when I was making my list that's been taken away from me, I was going to have a story, but I'm obviously not going to pick this guy anymore. But I'm still going to give you the spiel that I cooked up in my shower. Because it is about being frightened of people.
Yep.
And I would have got lambasted if I picked him. But I remember as a young buck, few kegs lighter in my dad's living room watching Origin. And when a bald-headed maniac named David Clemmer ran onto the field, I was genuinely frightened. And I wanted to pick him so bad, but it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But like, for me, he's in my team. I remember, I don't know if it was his debut or just, like bald head Clemmer, still at the Dogs, Origin. Menace. Off the bench, menace.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it doesn't sell at the market.
I don't think it's a sell.
Same with Carl Webb.
I personally think
Like, it just
Wouldn't be
doesn't
my
sell.
pick.
It doesn't sell. But it matters to me.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't sell.
Doesn't sell.
So who'd you just take?
Greg Bird.
Yeah. All right. So I still need a winger. I still need to fill up my bench. I'm going to do something that's going to be annoying because I've already taken a utility man, but I'm going to take another one.
Yeah.
Didn't work for New South Wales, but you know.
Not much does.
You might not like it. I'm just here for votes. I'm taking Cooper Cronk.
No, I like that. That's a good shout. That's actually a very good shout.
Off the bench. Gronk.
No, it's good. I actually really like that pick.
Yeah.
I rate that very, very highly. Okay, I am going to pick my utility. And I'm going to pick a guy that I think he will get a lot of popularity votes just because he is the ultimate 14. We've actually already spoken about him already.
Okay.
I don't need a second hooker, but the guy can cover so many positions and was just so good and people respect him so much. I'm going to go, and I'll tell you what, I was sitting there at New South Wales training last week. I was sitting with Maddie. I was sitting there watching Nico Hines spend some time at hooker, and I was just going, fuck, I wish we had a... And then Craig Wing walked past us.
Yeah, right.
I just went, fuck. Why do you look the same? Why are you still hot as fuck?
He was a scary guy too.
Yeah, mate.
When he came on, everything changed.
Everything changed every time he came on.
You would think we had you up against the ropes. Obviously, most of the time it didn't follow through to fruition, but we did have you up against the ropes. But for that slim moment, you're like, this could be any... Oh, fuck.
This could be anything. Thank you. I appreciate that. Welcome.
I'm worried because, up north we don't count good.
Don't count good. I actually need to keep track of
I'm
that.
getting nervous.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2,
Yeah, I'm good.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so I've got 8 from New South Wales, which means I've got one more to go, which means I must have 8 from Queensland as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I got 7 from Queensland. Oh, I've got a coach to go too. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's 3 picks left. Correct. 2 players and a coach.
Yeah.
I need a winger. He needs to be from New South Wales. That doesn't leave me with a lot of options. A lot of good options, I should say. You've run through a lot of them. A lot of blokes have played wing for New South Wales, don't get me wrong. Like it's an endless list. It's probably still ever growing today. But I'm going to take a guy, and I can see this getting stink eye in comments because he played through one of the worst times ever.
If it's who I think it is, I think it's a good pick.
It's just so good. It's just BMOS.
Yeah.
Like, he's just so good.
I considered him earlier.
He could be playing there now.
I took Hodges over BMOS because I thought it would upset you more and I was trying to go for the emotional dagger.
This is the thing.
And I think it did upset you more than what you showed.
No, well, this is the thing because I identify Hodjo as a Broncos legend first and foremost. And you know my opinions on the Broncos.
You don't think he's a Roosters legend from O2?
And you know how I feel about the Broncos. So just a lot of these guys, like Thaiday, he probably could have gone higher. But it just pains me to see good Broncos players, which is odd considering everything.
Considering everything, yes. Very much so. All right. I am going to pick... I'm going to pick a guy on my bench, and I think he's going to be my last New South Wales pick. Actually, no. I'm going to pick my coach. I'm going to make it interesting because I don't want you to snooker me. I'm going to go...
I was there.
I know you were.
I was mentally there.
I'm going to pick Wayne Bennett.
Yeah.
As my
That's
coach.
going to sell. That's going to sell very, very well.
So I need one more from each, and I need 2 bench players. You're up.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I want to play this. Because, the obvious choice left for the coaches, we're talking about him before. We didn't say it. Kevy Walters still on the board. And do I take him? Do I not take him? Do I wait? Do I go? It's hard. There's rumours.
Craig Bellamy on the board still.
With Billy out of contract, there is rumours next year we got Kevy. You do know that.
Has there ever been an Origin winger to captain coach a team? This could be the first.
He's a centre.
Honestly, if he's the captain coach, he'd sack himself for putting himself on the wing.
Slater.
Yeah.
I could take Slater. He's had a good run so far.
I'm very worried about how it's all going to play out. It's
because
terrifying.
without my sheet, there's only one name that's just ringing in my head.
Yep.
Over and over and over, and I can't get it out of my head. And it's going to snooker me into taking... obviously, like, you've already got your coach. I want Gus.
Yeah.
That's what I want. And my brain is just fried trying to think of who I can take other than a New South Wales prop here. I'm trying. I'm trying here. It has to be Gus because no one else can go head-to-toe with Wayne.
Yeah, but you can take him on your last pick, obviously.
I'm going to take him now to give myself some more time to think.
Oh, you are rattled. Oh, you are so fucking rattled.
Give me Gus.
Oh, this is adorable. We get Origin. Oh, I'm going to pick Gus 3 picks early.
What it is, I was just having a moment of zen. I'm just thinking.
I can't even pick another coach.
Just try.
I've snookered you by trying to avoid snookering me.
I mean, we could sit here with dead air if you want, but I'm thinking of the people.
Oh, this is unbelievable.
I'm just thinking of the people.
Fuck, man.
What you take a Queensland prop here?
All right. I need some middle forwards. I think I can afford to take one like out and out front row forward, and then one guy that can sort of play both, which I'd be happy to. And I'm sort of at the moment I'm leaning towards a New South Welshman who can play back row or front row. Played a lot of back row in the Origin arena, but could play front row as well. He's a goal kicking forward.
Okay.
Got any ideas?
I'm literally right now, I'm running through Queensland front rows is what I'm doing right now.
Would you like me to keep talking for a couple of minutes?
So I'm not, to be honest, New South Wales is now dead to me again. Once again, I don't have to think about their players. So you could be talking about, I don't know, Mitch Moses for all I know.
Have you got Jacob Lilliman written down?
No.
I'm going to take, you know what? I'll be honest with you. I'm pretty confident I've got you beat.
Well,
I'm very confident. So I'm just going to take one to fuck you even more.
Okay.
I'm going to take one of the few Queensland front rowers.
Because what just popped into my
I know, dude. And it's one of two guys, and I've got to work out which one it is. And I think, with you being a Cowboys fan,
who's to say?
I think it might be someone, but I'm going to take another. I'm going to take Steve Price.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, there's two guys here. There's two guys from my last pick that it could be. There's obviously the Cowboys pick.
Yeah.
And there's obviously...
I can't pick another Queenslander, so you can say names.
So I'm tossing up between Matt Scott and Nate Miles. And Nate doesn't get a lot of props, but...
He should.
He's literally a hectic servant. If I had my figures in front of you, it's surprising how many games he's played. It's a big number. It's a big number that at the current moment isn't coming to me, if I'm being completely honest, but it's a big, big number. You have to, like, up north.
How much time did you put into your prep?
Oh, I don't know. 200-300 hours? I don't know.
Because it's like, if you're prepping for a speech that you know you're going to read, very different to prepping for a speech that you know you're not going to look at.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
But, you know, you Queenslanders, you're so comfortable being uncomfortable. And
yeah, well, that's what... And it's fitting that
like when I threw this at you, it was like when Flegler got sin binned. And a true Queenslander just went, no, I can deal with this. I can make it work. You...
Yeah, I was thinking you were going to take Ashley Klein at 14, to be honest. I thought that was going to be the next option.
Two Ashley Kleins last Wednesday.
Give us Nate Miles.
Nate Miles.
I'll take Nate Miles. I think... I'm literally trying to think who's going to
Make sure you write Nate in front, because if you just write Miles, people have no idea who you're talking about.
Oh, really?
Make sure
you really think so?
I'm confident.
I think he's pretty... Well, him and Gal are going to have a good camp together anyway.
Oh, you got them both in? Yeah. Oh, your pen's not working. Good God.
This
is Queensland down to a T.
It's chaos over here.
Falling apart.
But if you were to see this chicken scratch that I've written down, God, I'm happy that's over. Can't wait to listen back and see how much I've embarrassed myself.
All right, I need to pick a New South Welshman who's a forward to pick on my bench, essentially. Got plenty of guys that can play through the middle and whatnot. Artie, Shane Webke, 2 guns, Stevie Price there. I'm going to go for a guy that maybe I rate him a little bit higher than others. I'm keen to hear what you think of him, but I think he was an absolute fucking weapon and just made for Origin. I'm going to go with Craig Fitzgibbon.
I like that. My mate pulled that out of the bag last night, and it rocked me. I like that a lot.
Craig Fitzgibbon. So my bench, Craig Wing, Steve Price, Fitzgibbon, Greg Bird.
That's almost as good as Benny, Petro, Cronk and Nate Miles.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
How many immortals do you have? just the one.
Not enough. All right, do a final count. So New South Wales, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Queensland, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I've got 9 and 9.
9. Yeah, well, if I have 9 of one, I have to have 9 of the other.
It would make sense, but stranger things have
Classic
happened.
New South Wales counting.
Stranger things have happened. You picked JT first pick. All right.
How is he
now,
not the undisputed one?
I just can't tackle. Take us through. Where did you get Cooper Cronk? What pick was that, do you reckon?
Late.
Late, yeah.
Very late. That's Sting?
No. I think he was a better pick than JT. Just a winner, out and out winner.
Yeah, dude, it's so crazy because like
I do remember
is, like,
JT playing in 2014 and Cronk got injured and JT just went to fucking water.
Oh, God, that's brave to go back into the bag of that era. That is very, very brave. Almost foolish.
JT,
Can you even remember that, or have
Trent
you blocked most
Hodgkinson,
of it
hold
out?
my hand, Jonathan.
Have you
I'll
blocked
walk you
most of
through
it
it.
out?
All right, take us through your side.
All right, so at the back,
The first selection bombshell. No Slater at fullback.
we got Teddy at 1.
That is a Phil Gould pick.
Yeah, well,
That's a Phil Gould pick all over to pick the Rooster at fullback, the Queenslander on the wing. I love that.
so we got Teddy at 1 on both stings. We got Slater and BMOS in the centres. Gaznia and Mal. Listen, as I'm reading back the Gaznia thing, it's not feeling as good.
No, it surprised me.
I probably should have just taken
I
Gags.
personally think Gaz and Hodge might square each other there.
Then in the halves, probably the greatest half pairing ever assembled here, Wally Lewis and JT. Second row, Gordy Tallis, Sammy Thaiday. That's Grub Central. That
good.
is. Then out the front, Chief and Lazarus. That's
Love that.
deadly too.
That's very good, yeah.
Hooker, Badiris, 14, Benny Elias.
Who was your lock, sorry?
Oh, Paul Gallen. You wouldn't have heard about it. He didn't win very many series. So Badiris at hooker, 14 Benny Elias, 15 Petro, 16 Cronk, 17 the Iron Chin, Nate Miles.
I like it.
I like it a lot, actually.
nice
Now that I'm
little
reading
side.
it back, the only bad thing's Gaznia, and obviously it's bad. It's New South Wales.
Well, yeah. All right. My fullback, Darren Lockyer. My wingers, Andrew Eddinghausen, Justin Hodges. Controversial there. My centres, though. GI, Laurie Daly. Wow.
I saw your face,
Wow.
and like you like it a lot, but I just that reaction is what you'll get.
No way.
I would have I honestly think for the sheer impressions on the post, you should have just gone with Trell over Loz.
I actually considered Trell.
When I texted you and I said, I think I've got you in a corner, is I was going to take 1 and 2, Trell and GI, because in my head, what could you do?
That probably would have been better than what you did.
Yeah, probably should have taken, but it's just, but people just love to hate.
You should have stuck with that, I think.
Is it too late or?
Oh,
No, it's fine. Gaz, go to Gaz. I probably should have gone Trell. Never lost a series.
yeah, I think, but I think you're sleeping on Laurie Daly. People respect Loz as a footballer.
Yeah,
Very talented guy, Loz.
it's just I did enjoy most of my footy in colour TV. That's the only disconnect there.
All right. At 6, Cam Munster, the money man. 7, Matty Johns' brother. In the front row, I just picked an immortal. Artie Beetson, the godfather of Origin, the guy that started the whole thing. Like the only reason why
that's
any of those
cheap.
names mean anything to you on that shitty shit of paper you've got is because of my front row forward, Artie
It's cheap
Beetson.
though. It's cheap. It's
Is
a cheap
it?
gag. It's a party trick. That's what that is. It's a party trick. He might have
Is
been.
it a party trick that's forever?
It's like
an
my thing
immortal?
is like
an immortal party trick? Is that what it is?
with Artie, he might have been one of the biggest Origin flops all time. We'll never know. It's a very small sample size. That's all I'll say.
Fair enough.
I feel sick after saying it.
Just
but-
what started the whole thing, you know. Artie Beetson and Shane Webke. Gotta love Webke. Gotta love Webke. And then I've got Cam Smith, another immortal to be in my side. Jesus Christ.
He'll have to get in line after JT.
There's a handful of immortals in this team, isn't there? Bloody impressive.
Alleged immortals. Alleged immortals.
Cam Smith at 9, the greatest hooker of all time. It's wild when you look at my team that I've got Lockie, who would have been the greatest fullback of all time if he didn't change positions. I've got Joey, who is the greatest 7 of all time. I've got Cameron Smith, who is the greatest 9 of all time. And if Freddie played a whole career at 13, he would have been the greatest 13 of all time. And Artie Beetson is
PSA.
probably the greatest front row forward
Objection.
of all time. So, wild. And GI, is he greatest centre of all time? Probably.
He's got to be, right?
He's got to be.
Other than Gaznia, no one else really comes
like
to mind.
if you were picked in my team and you weren't the best in your position ever, you would feel a little bit on the outside of my squad. You know? You
Similar
probably
to
wouldn't
my
know where to
side.
sit in the change room. You wouldn't know where to. You'd sit at the front of the bus. Fuck, you'd sit at the front of the bus. You'd introduce yourself.
You
to
wouldn't
the
be
other
playing
guys.
cards, that's for sure.
Half of my guys would not wear a name tag on day one. They do not need.
They don't even need names on the back of the jerseys.
No. Okay, my back row. This might be a little bit New South Wales biased, but I love this back row. Ben Kennedy and Menzies, the Beaver. Love that.
I do like Menzies a lot.
And then my favourite pick of all, he might not be my favourite person in the world at the moment because he's doing my fucking head in, but he is my lifelong idol. And to pick Freddie at 13, where he should be, more than happy to take that.
That's good stuff. I think, like with Freddie at 13, he's going to get lost in the sauce, much like Slater.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was about to get to that. Between Lockie, Munster, Joey, and Freddie, we're having a night out.
Oh, big time.
My team would drink yours under the fucking table.
My team's in bed by 9.
Yes, well and truly. My team's good in the first half, great in the second half, kings of the third half.
Actually,
we dominate.
You look at my team, they're all good boys.
I know. That's your problem. That's your problem.
That's not how you win Origin games.
My bench, I've got the ultimate utility, Craig Wing. I probably don't need a second hooker, but I just think Wingy can just cover everything and do a job everywhere. You can chuck him in the centres, you can chuck him at halfback, 5'8", chuck him at 13. Play him wherever you want. Wingy can do it all. And then he'll steal your misses on the way out of the stadium.
It's a bit rough how, like, the G on the end of that, because the front half of his name didn't do a lot of it in a blue jersey. That's a bit rough, hey? Is that ironic? Is that irony?
That went straight over my head. I have no idea what the fuck that was.
A shit joke.
We'll cut that out. Leave it in. Fuck, leave it in.
I'm rattled.
My next one. I know he got the shit beat out of him by the prince out of the Cooma Stallions, but Steve Price, he gets my pick there. And that was a bit, I tried to rattle you a little bit there, but Matt Scott was a very good pick. Either of those, I think that's even Steven, essentially. Craig Fitzgibbon in jersey 16, and then jersey 17, Greg Bird, who I really wish he played in a better era. Tell you some numbers about Greg Bird, and I know these off by heart. I don't need the technology. Greg Bird played however many Origins, however many it was. He played 3 games at 5'8". He got man of the match in 2 of them.
Yeah, right.
So Wally Lewis played 30 Origins, and this isn't taking anything away from Wally. He's the fucking king. No, I'm being genuinely respectful here. Wally played 32 Origins, I want to say.
Yeah.
Got man of the match 6 times, which is an incredible effort.
I thought it was 8 times.
Make it 16 if you want. 66% of the time when Greg Bird stepped on the field against the best Queensland team ever at 5'8", he got man of the match. Stop the fucking fight.
What a niche.
And you know what?
Stat.
He did it in game 3 and game 1. So he was back-to-back man of the matches at 5'8".
That's good stuff.
He was a second row forward.
That is very good
I really
stuff.
wish he was in a better Blues side. He deserves so much.
Whose spot was he taking? Was that through injury or what was that? You just churning
injury
through
and fucking shit fuckery as per every single season.
Yeah.
Probably Braith's spot. Wild. And of course, my coach, Wayne. Who'd you end up getting? Gus?
Gus.
I think we're pretty almost even.
It's hard. People either love or hate both those guys. And normally if they love one, they hate the other.
I think people are starting to love Wayne more and more, though. I think Wayne's becoming really hard
More
to
of a
hate.
gentle
Gus
soul.
is becoming easier to hate. But I don't like that because we're getting further and further away from just how much of a genius Gus Gould was as a coach.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can respect it. I can respect what Gus did. Everything that came after him.
I think they're about even as far as the Origin arena goes, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I think people will respect Wayne a little bit more.
It's a good pull. It's much like Hardy.
I did consider Mal, but I don't know. You might as well pick Mick Hagan, right?
Yeah, like I could have coached that side.
What are you least happy with in your side?
Gasnier. Didn't blink.
You didn't blink.
Gasnier should have been Latrell Mitchell. We all know it. We can see it. It's glaringly obvious. Other than that, to be honest, there's not a lot I don't like.
You're pretty happy with the rest of it?
I'm pretty happy. I think Wally and JT to me might mean more than to some other people. Namely
I actually, for all jokes aside, I do think they'll mean more to you than most people out there, but it is a champion combo there, without a doubt.
It's hard. It's hard to not have a good side.
100%.
You do have a lot of big names. Slater on the Sting hurt, but knowing what I did with the rest of my back 5, it's probably safer that it happened that way.
Yeah. Can you explain to me the thinking? Did you have that planned coming in?
I was going to go Slater, Lockyer.
Right.
And I was scared if I went...
Did you think I didn't know about Lockie? Or
I was just scared if I went Slater first, the Lockie goes. No, if I went Lockie first, you would have just taken Slater. Then I have to think of, wingers.
Fair.
And they're 6 and 1.
Where did you have GI in your plans?
It's hard. Yeah. GI's a hard one.
He's a hard one to place,
because it's like he should be very early, but then centers it's like centers. I was really worried about the spine. It's just unlike normal super coach draft where I don't really care about the spine, to be honest.
So your spine at the moment is Teddy, Wally, JT, Bedsy. Who's your 13?
Gal. It's rough.
I think that's right. I've got the wood on you.
Compared to yours, it doesn't quite stack up. I think I've got a good average.
Yeah.
I'm about the same the whole way through. Your highs are high and your lows are low, but your highs are very, very, dare I say, immortal.
Lockie, Munster, Joey, Cam Smith, Freddie.
Well, it's good playing. When are we going to do the real one?
You know,
We come back
now
tomorrow
when we were in
night,
the
or
green
is it?
room before, he told me that he did one of these last night, and I said, "Did you win?" And he said, "Well, you're not really sure who wins because it depends." And I said, "That's how you know you fucking lost."
I mean, how does it play?
You think you won?
I think it's up to the people,
I'll
really.
give you the hot tip.
Until we put it out into the universe, it's hard to know for sure.
Open up your laptop and show me what you're scheming. Or if all was to go to plan, which it never does in the Origin Arena, which I thought
No.
Queensland would understand. Jesus.
Yeah.
Page 4.
I was stacked.
Wow.
I mean, really, I got my Sailor. Could have taken him on the sting. Forgot about him.
Wendell Sailor's an interesting one. You go and have a look through his Origin career.
It's very limited numbers.
Yeah, they're really, he didn't dominate that arena like he did others. I'll tell you a winger that I thought a lot of people would have slept on, but I think he was so fucking good for Queensland for so long was Matty Singh.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember Matt Singh, one of the best defensive wingers of all time and scored tries for fun.
It was calling out names in the MCG brawl too. Wasn't hiding.
No. One of the greats, Matty Singh. Unreal. Who else do you have on there?
Really, I think it did kind of go to plan, which is probably worse to say. But Boyd's one that I probably could have picked somewhere.
Turbo's not a bad shout.
Turbo's up there. Yeah. I mean, it's really Michael Crocker.
Crocker,
off the bench. That could have been all right.
Crocker. Very good player.
But then I obviously had Clem and Carl. I was thinking that the blocker was the one that I was thinking.
Blocker, yeah. I also don't think that would have gone down well.
Yeah.
I don't think your Clemmer pick would have gone down well either.
So steer clear. But other than that, it kind of all just kind of happened.
When you started that sentence about a player from that period of time, I thought you were talking about Fafita at first.
Oh, see, Andrew Fafita's a very interesting one.
Very interesting because that series was off its fucking head. I think we were talking about it with Matty but just before 2016, 17.
Like he was and people forget he was the best prop in the world.
Yes,
Like
he was on fire.
And it just kind of faded away there at the back half. So people remember that. That's what makes it hard about picking him. And there's young guys too. Like with you taking Mad Dog, I'm always wary of picking people that are still playing. Obviously, he doesn't really have to prove anything else. But it's just the way that people think.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Is it like if it didn't happen in the 80s, it didn't happen?
Well, look, to be honest with you, I was tossing up Munster and another guy. The other guy I think is a better player than Munster, Brett Kenny.
Yeah.
But I just didn't think people would.
I was thinking, honestly, instead of Teddy, I was thinking Gary Jack. But I that would have gone down like a lead fucking balloon. So
you know who would have been stoked with that pick?
Who's that?
Gary Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, in all these drafts, a little golden rule of mine for any content creators that verse me in the future: always pick Lockie at 1, always pick Freddie at 13.
Yeah,
opens up your options.
It's really good.
It just smashes open your options.
I can't wait to do it again next year, and I won't need the laptop next year because I'm not going to do anything but just research how this is all unfolded.
Good, mate. Well done. We will we'll chuck those teams up on social media for you guys to comment and vote on if Donny wants to. I might be a little bit.
It's so funny. He's come in, changed the plan, and now he's gloating. He's changed the plan completely. I mean,
sorry, all I changed the plan was just use your knowledge because you get it. You get Origin. You understand Origin.
He's come in,
we live, we breathe.
He did
Origin.
the Bloke podcast today. He did 3 hours in the gym today of just talking footy. I've come in cold. You've ripped my laptop off me.
Come in cold? You're right, a Stephen fucking King over there on Origin.
Well, that's all from memory anyway, really. So,
how good?
I mean, you might have won the draft. This is the thing. This sums it all up, doesn't it? You beat me on paper. So good job. Like you always do.
I beat you between the ears. I beat you between the ears, which we never do.
Good shit.
I'll finish it with one sentence to you, Donny. You've just been out Origin.
No.
You've just been out Origin. You have been well and truly out Origin. You came in with a plan and the Origin Arena punched you in the face and you went to fucking water.
No.
You went to absolute water. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much.
Now, mate, where can people find you? Social media? You're flying on TikTok.
Yeah, somehow, some way. Yeah, just Donny Sports on everything. Just DONNY Sports. You can find us anywhere.
And you're selling the merch?
Yeah, we're still selling the merch. So your crews come next day. They're doing a great job. Order it before 11. They'll be out to you the next day.
Wow.
In Queensland anyway. New South Wales, I think it's 2 days. But we've also got hoodies.
We're patient.
Yeah.
We're very patient.
You've done enough time.
We waited 8 years for something once, so that's fine.
The New South Wales shirts are actually cost price right now. I've put them all on cost price because I stand by it. You shouldn't have to pay full price for a lie. And if you wear a We Get It shirt down here, you are essentially lying. So if you're a New South Wales fan and you want a bit of merch, like they are cost price. I don't make a cent. And nor do I want your money, to be completely honest. You've taken enough.
Did you read that off your screen then?
No. I'm just...
Was that off
the top of the head?
Good to see something come off the top of the head. That's good. That's good. A first for the evening. I love that.
I was just in my bed last night, palm cards.
I know you were.
It's all right if I fuck the draft as long as I got the merch spiel right.
Before you arrived here tonight, I said to the boys, okay, I'm about to rattle the shit out of him. He's going to come in with his laptop and his spreadsheet. I'm going to open mine to make it look like I've done anything. It's going to be great. Can't fucking wait. All right, guys, thank you for joining us. I'll have to get you on again soon, mate. I'll get you back down to ye old Sydney town.
It's surprisingly not a bad flight.
It's not bad.
I thought I'd burn into smithereens on the way down here, but it's not too bad.
No.
It's not an awful city, I guess.
You'll live. You'll live through it. All right, legends. Subscribe, comment, all the good stuff for us, and we will see you next time.